As Opetaia mows down every cruiserweight in his path, the world has begun to take notice. An aggressive southpaw who blends traditional boxing form with scything hooks which land with exceptional precision and timing. He exudes confidence, showcasing a calm, humble demeanour, and never seems to be affected by the outside noise, a valuable skill indeed. But importantly, unlike others in his generation who appear to disdain the sweet science, Opetaia appears to relish the fight.
I think it hit me like on top of the head, and it sort of just like fuzzes you, and then you just come back to it and you're like, oh, you cheeky. Push on, sir.
Yet it's not just his power and skill posing serious problems to world boxing, it's also his origin. And trust me when I say this, in the coming years, boxing may well be shaken by a lineage of sleeping giants.
In the distant South Pacific. How's this for a football stat? From an island of just 65,000 people, there are more than 30 players of Samoan descent in the NFL and over 200 in Division I college ball.
Samoan youngsters
Bold move.
grew up how we grew up. They grew up hard.
You don't see as many concussions and them kind of flatline knockouts, do you, around Fijians, Samoans, Tongans? Like, they are more durable.
Pacific Islanders. Rugby fans will be painfully aware of these people. Predominantly hailing from islands like Samoa, Tonga, Fiji and the Cook Islands, but with many descendants now based in places like New Zealand and Australia, these indigenous populations are gifted with raw power and extreme athletic ability. Not only do they dominate on the rugby field, with Pacificas and Maoris making up 45% of players in the Australian Rugby League, but they have also experienced success in other sports. MMA stars Max Holloway and Robert Whittaker each have Samoan ancestry, with their Polynesian roots providing durability and strength in the cage. Wrestling has seen famed Polynesian descendants like The Rock, Umaga and Roman Reigns grace the ring. Now, with the population of Oceania being 0.56% of the world's population, you can truly understand their overrepresentation in contact and combat sports. But they haven't really cracked boxing. Yet. Aside from low quality clips on Reddit warning against tussling with those of Pacific Island descent, high profile examples are sparse. David Tua was a solid heavyweight contender of Samoan New Zealand extract in the 90s and 2000s. Jimmy Thunder had mixed results in the ring, while Marcelino Masoe retired with a solid 30-6 record in 2011. Most significantly, Samoan descendant Joseph Parker currently holds the WBO interim heavyweight title. This success is respectable considering the small Samoan diaspora, but I just feel if Pacific Islanders began to take boxing seriously, they could present a serious problem to world boxing. Let's examine the emergence of talent before breaking down exactly why they are so dangerous, and please leave a like for the algorithm. In Australia, we're beginning to see heavy Pacific Island influence in the boxing ranks. Although born in Sydney, Opetaia is of Samoan heritage. Up-and-coming heavyweight Justice Harney, boasting a 12-0 record and being a possible opponent for highly touted Moses Atalma, is of Tongan, Swedish, Samoan and Dutch descent. Light heavyweight Paulo Acuso is also exciting, winning his first 8 professional bouts and being of Samoan extract, while his brother Austin is also highly rated. With his father hailing from the Cook Islands, the man-mountain Teramoana standing at 6'6" is a force to be reckoned with, blitzing all 6 of his opponents. These boxers, all at various stages in their journey, underline a predilection for the sweet science amongst Australians of island descent. Yet what might catapult them to stardom is their physical size. The heavyweight division has always been the marquee class in boxing. Larger men typically command the highest purses, especially for title fights due to their wide appeal. In the UK, many non-boxing fans will recognise figures like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, but will have no clue of who a Jack Catterall or Gallo Yafai is. I genuinely believe heavyweights drive participation and draw the most eyes to the sport when compared with other weight classes. My point is, if one of these Pacific Island descendants can make it to the summit of the heavyweight division, Australian boxing will likely explode in popularity and participation would likely grow rapidly. So why are these Pacific Islanders so dangerous in the ring? An anthropological science study notes their tall stature, large muscular bodies, and robust skeletons. In a heavyweight context, these are all favourable characteristics, and we see these traits across many of the athletes. The prevalence of thick traps and strong necks will inevitably enable those boxing to absorb force more easily, especially if they are accustomed to rugby hits. Muscle is great, but it's useless in boxing terms unless deployed correctly. Well, studies have found that the muscle fibre type involved in shivering, known as fast twitch, are inherent in Polynesian muscularity. Muscle that can be moved quickly, a deadly combination. The musculature and athleticism can be explained historically. In the book Myths and Legends of Pollins, British zoologist George Forster noted upon encountering the Eroi tribe in Tahiti, the men were in general stout and well made, and were all professed warriors. Their wrestling, dancing, and the requirements from them as warriors ensured the maintaining of a high standard of physical fitness. Ultimately, it was an environment in which rival tribes constantly fought and pillaged, meaning only the strongest warriors survived and passed on their genes.
But yeah, the attributes I've gained from him, that's why I think I'm a good fighter. We just come from a line of warriors.
And those who exhibited more masculine traits were also heavily favoured throughout the Pacific Islands.
So it's always good coming back home and getting more in touch with my Samoan side.
Those of Pacific Island descent tend to be humble and down to earth, exuding confidence whenever unduly confronted. Opetaia in particular tends to somewhat disdain cocky personas and excessive trash talking.
Your manager has warned David that if he continues to try and get under your skin, he might just be poking the bear and the bear bites.
Oh mate, it's just words at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like I said, this isn't my first rodeo. So as long as we perform and we win the fight, that's all that matters.
I do believe this no-nonsense, let your fist do the talking trait is incredibly important nowadays, especially in a time when boxers appear to consistently get lost in their own hype and are duly labelled as all bark, no bite.
Target every time. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Come on now. Come on now. You know how it is. Your city?
In my city.
You don't think I'm gonna hit you with that left hook?
No.
For many fighters like you, I thought that was strong. Yeah, you go for it. You go for it. You go for it. You're the one that started that.
You go for it.
But this characteristic isn't solely embodied by Opetaia.
It means the world to me. I wanna make it happen. I wanna do it for myself, my family, and this country. So.
See, humility is the cornerstone of Pacifica culture, and this quiet confidence will only serve to benefit future boxers and lead them to being underestimated to a degree. Let's call it the Usyk formula. In Ben Deer's book, Hate Game, he constantly refers to a fighter's bestial spirit, otherwise known as killer instinct. When this knack for finishing off an opponent when they are on the ropes fully goes, a fighter's career is often effectively over. Durs highlights the night Eubank punched Watson into an induced coma as the trigger for him losing this ability to smell blood, but other boxers simply never develop this essential gift. Despite the kind-hearted nature of Pacific Islanders, they can switch on a truly ruthless competitive side instantaneously.
Yeah, to play the Pacific Island teams, you have to be prepared for offloads, line breaks, and basically at the end of it feeling like you've been in a car crash.
Their enthusiasm for smashing into people in contact sports certainly indicates somewhat of a killer instinct, which is likely embedded within them through their warrior culture. As zoologist George Forster noted, one probable reason for the existence of the society was the maintaining of a body of able warriors. To survive and prosper, the men were bred to embrace this kill or be killed mindset to protect its people, and I do believe this knack has been handed down generations. So now I've established why I feel they'd be quality in the ring. What about the participation rates? Well, in New Zealand, a study was conducted which found Pacific Islanders to currently make up 63% of male boxers aged between 10 and 18, with women making up 60%. Is sizable, but according to Australians and Kiwis I've spoken with, the vast majority still get funneled into the rugby system. This makes some sense, with the average National Rugby League player in Australia making around $371,000, a very respectable wage. But with Jay Opetaia's net worth estimated to be around $3 million at the age of just 29, with potentially 10 more years on the boxing scene and paydays likely rising exponentially, ambitious young island descendants may deem the sweet science as a worthy punt. If they decide to take the risk, especially when deeming Opetaia's success as a template, the talent pool could be vast. But now I'd like to hear what you guys think. Do you also believe those of Pacific Island descent can dominate in the ring, like they're doing in rugby league? Please let me know down in the comments below. I'm especially interested in hearing from those of you from around Australia, New Zealand, or the islands themselves. I honestly appreciate all the support you've given the channel recently, guys. Thank you so much, and let's just keep the momentum up. If you know anyone that would like my videos, then maybe share it with them, and as always, please consider liking and subscribing. Let's try and reach 40k by the end of the year. That would be the goal. Insane. We'll see what happens, and thank you very much, Jimmy, for editing the video. His link will be down below. So yeah, I guess that's everything. Cheers, see you next time.